Hello, this is Brad Gaddis, the author of Advanced Google AdWords. Along with Simplilearn, we're going to walk you through the fundamentals of AdWords. In this lesson, we will introduce you to how AdWords accounts are structured. So after completing this lesson, you should be able to identify the differences between a My Client Center, an account, a campaign, and an ad group. Determine what campaigns an advertiser should create. Know what campaign level settings exist. Structure ad groups appropriately. Understand where budgets are set. And know the differences between the main campaign types. So first, let's look at an overview of how accounts are structured. So at the top level, you have an account. An account is for an advertiser. Now, an account can be comprised of one or more campaigns. Your major targeting options are set at the campaign level, and we'll look at each of these settings more in depth in a moment. Now, a campaign can contain one or more ad groups. An ad group is a close related set of keywords and ads. So at the account level, the options you're setting are who has access to the account. Everybody can have access. It just requires you to have a Google account, which can be connected to your email. And then emails are added to an account, and multiple people can have access. Your billing information is at the account level. Notification access, how often you get notifications and what those notifications are. Your time zone. Once a time zone is set for an account, it can't be changed again. So it's useful to set your time zone in your account to where your main website's located or where your corporate office is located. Now, linked accounts are also set at the account level. Linked accounts are things like Google Analytics or Google Webmaster Tools. Now, at the campaign level, this is where you're going to set most of your targeting options. So a campaign is comprised of ad groups. All the ad groups in that campaign will be displayed based upon your campaign targeting options. So at the campaign level, you can set your network targeting. This is search, could be search partners, display, or search with display select. You set the location where you want your ads displayed. You choose the language, the ad rotation, how Google serves multiple ads within an ad group if you have multiples. Your ad serving frequency, how quickly or slowly ads are delivered, and your budget. Your budgets are by campaign. So if you have multiple goals in your account, then you can have a different campaign for each goal and then set your budgets differently by campaign. Now at the ad group level, you'll set mobile bid modifiers, which we'll talk a lot more in depth when we get into bidding later on. For display, you can set mobile bid modifiers or your display targeting. Again, we'll get into much more detail on display targeting in our display modules. So at ad group level ad serving, the campaign settings dictate how that ad groups are going to be displayed. An ad group can have multiple keywords or ads in it. Now, an ad group needs to have at least one ad to be displayed and at least one keyword to be displayed. But only ads from an ad group where the keywords triggered by the search query are actually shown. So if you have one ad group with 1,000 keywords in it and one ad, your ad is rarely going to be related to the search query. So a lot of the structure in AdWords comes from creating ad groups where the keywords and ads are related to each other and then creating multiple ad groups, each with related ads and keywords. Now, optionally, you don't have to use this, but if you're an agency and you have multiple clients, it's a good idea to use an MCC, which is known as a My Client Center. A My Client Center is a way to link multiple accounts together so you can log into just an MCC and easily navigate between your multiple accounts. So next, let's talk about the campaign type uses. There's multiple campaign types. So the first campaign type is search. Search-based campaigns are only shown on the search network. You can make a display campaign. These are shown on the display network. So search is when someone typed in a search query and saw results, where display is publisher sites, which are non-search sites, and ads can be triggered in various ways across the display network. There's a third option, which is search with display select. So these campaigns are primarily shown on search, but they do allow some impressions and clicks to come from the display network. So look at the search campaign. Your ads are only shown when someone's actively looking for your products. So you control exactly what search queries will trigger your ads based upon the keywords you choose. So this is a great campaign type for direct response advertising. When you want your ad to show if someone searched for you, then you want to use a search campaign. Now with display campaigns, it's nice to bring additional exposure to your business through display channels. There's a lot of targeting options for display, so we'll cover the in-depth targeting options in a different module. But this is great for branding purposes. Now, search with display select. Your ads are primarily shown to people who are searching for you, but you can get some additional exposure across the display network. You don't have a lot of control over display network like you would with a display-only campaign. So if you want to really control how your ads are shown on display and use advanced display options, you need a display-only campaign. If you want to primarily show your ad on search, but you want some additional branding and some impressions across display, then search with display select is a good campaign type. So this is good for starting with display. If you just want a little bit of display, see how it does, or you want to use one budget across both search and display, this is a good campaign type to use. Now let's look at how you should organize campaigns themselves. So campaigns should be organized by business goals, by budgets, or by grouping similar products and services together. So if you're an accounting company, and you do taxation, you do payroll, and you do auditing. These are three very different themes. So it's useful to make 3 campaigns, one for each theme. That way you can set a budget for each of the different services that your company offers, and then make sure the ad groups within each campaign are related to those particular themes and campaign overall options and goals. So campaigns are usually segmented by network if you want the most control over your ad serving. So for instance, you could have a search campaign about taxation and then a display campaign about taxation. That would let you control how your ads are served on search and how your ads are shown across the display network individually for that same theme. Now, search with display select is an option if you want a little bit of display reach, but if you really want to focus on search, get a little bit of display, then you can use search with display select and only have one theme, one campaign per theme across your account. So for the most control, you want a search and a display campaign for each theme. For mostly search advertisers who want a little bit of display, then you can make search with display select campaigns and have lots of control over search and get a little display thrown in. So campaigns can be organized around geographies. So if you're a location-based business, you've got a lot of locations, a lot of different places you offer services. You can make one campaign for each location. So it's a different way to sort of organize things for location-based companies. Now within campaigns are our budgets and our global settings of how our ads are displayed and where they're displayed. A lot of your fundamentals are going to be taken care of at the ad group organization. So ad groups should be organized around close to related themes. So your campaign is a theme and your ad groups are all the sub-themes that go into that particular campaign. Because you want to make sure within an ad group, the keywords, the landing page where a user goes, and the ads are all related to each other. You don't want an ad group that's specifically about taxation to go to a general accounting page. you want it to go to a page that talks about taxation. Then you could have a different campaign, an ad group that's about payroll. One ad group could be corporate payroll. One ad group could be small business payroll. One ad group could be corporate payroll services or payroll software. Now, those are different types of ideas. So you'd want an ad group within a campaign about payroll for each of those ideas. So for example, what you don't want to do is have an ad group with keywords like payroll services, small business payroll, online payroll services, corporate payroll services, payroll software in one ad group, and then hope that your ads, which one's about payroll services, one's about corporate payroll services, one's about payroll tax services, in the same ad group, because Google's not going to look and say, oh, that keyword is corporate payroll. Let's show a corporate payroll ad. Any ad from an ad group can show for any keyword in the ad group. So if a user searched for corporate payroll services, right, you'd want them to see the ad that mentions corporate payroll services. If a user searched for payroll tax services, you'd want an ad that mentions specifically payroll tax services. Now, software is different. So someone searched for payroll software, you'd want yet a different ad group for that. So these should be different ad groups. One ad group should be corporate payroll with a corporate payroll ad. A different ad group should be payroll tax services. A different ad group should be payroll software. That way, your keywords and your ads are really closely related to each other, and then you can pick a landing page on your website that talks specifically about that keyword and ad. So each ad group should be its own theme. Ad groups should be organized around closely related themes so that the ads, keywords, and landing pages are highly related. So the campaign level is more about here's the different service types we offer, the locations we want to serve these ads. The ad group level is closely related themes of ads, keywords, and landing pages. So let's recap what we just learned. So at the top level, a My Client Center lets you link multiple accounts together. An AdWords account is for a business, and that's a collection of campaigns and ad groups. At the account level, you set your email access preferences, notification preferences, billing, and linked other accounts. Campaigns are where you choose your network settings, or you choose your location settings. Your big ad serving settings are set at the campaign level. So campaigns should be organized around themes or business objectives. Ad groups are a collection of ads and keywords. Ad groups are shown based upon the campaign level settings that dictates their overall setting, but only ads can show for an ad group that is triggered by the keywords in that same ad group. So ad groups should be highly related themes of very closely related keywords and ads, and then a landing page. So the user who does a search query triggers your keyword, which makes your ad show. The ad should be related to the search query, what a user typed into the engine. Then if they click on your ad, because your ad was compelling, they go to your landing page. That landing page should be related to the search query. If you look at a search query and you see that you have a better ad group or landing page or ad for that query than the one currently showing, you should make another ad group so that the queries, keywords, ads, and landing pages are all highly interrelated to each other, because that makes sure that users doing a search see ads related to what they do, see a landing page related to what they're looking for, and that's going to increase the number of people who actually do business with your company. So this concludes our information about AdWords account structure. Now in our next lesson, we'll look at keywords and really dig into them and match types, which dictate how closely related a query has to be to your keyword before an ad can be displayed.